So I want to tell you guys about this guy Jentezen because like his name's Jentezen, and he's a Franklin, which I know Franklins, but what does Jentezen mean? Well, what we found out is that Jena, right there, that would be broken off. No, it wouldn't right now, but it needs to be broken off in my text. Because like of this word Jena. Because like what it would actually be if it was that exactly would be JEN and then the at symbol for the O for the Omicron. So here I found Lord Satan, because KY, this is Lord Jesus Christ. It's abbreviated. IYXY is Jesus Christ. Lord is KY. It's very, very common. This is in the Old Testament, KY, as an abbreviation in Psalms. So, but there's KY, Satan, to Atta. And then here we see Atta, and we see snakes. But snakes actually are symbolic of Athena. Like if you see this statue at the Vatican, there will be snakes at her feet. And then there's the owl. And I think what happened is Satan had a wife, and he was like, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to convince Amendia that you are his wife. And by doing that, but the thing is, like, I do actually really like Satan's wife, so it's really not that big of a deal. That says Allah Zena Kles Arma Zenas. But Atta clearly is the name of a god, and then there's Lord Satan to Atta. This is in Codex Alexandrinus, the oldest Bible. So, final thing I'll mention is Polon kai megalon Amendia tu nomu. Amendia is your name. This is the deleted book from the Bible that's in Codex Alexandrinus. It's called Ikorologos. They scratched out the gamma. Like someone from the museum scratched out the gamma so that I don't know it's a cough in Arabic. But yeah, his name means Jentezen, like the word changed to Zen from Jen, because now like Jenna has become Xeno or xenophobia. So his name is code for the fact that his name has been, like that the word has been changed to Zen. His ancestors wanted to tell us about Jenna, but now he's a pastor. So I have to talk about Chen Guanzong real quick, because remember the story, there's Chen Yi, or Jenny, who, like I say, is like named after Jenna, which is like the name of Zeus. And he has a name in China, Chen, which is very similar to Jen. So there's a story about genophobia where someone murders Jen for being the smartest. Like he scores highest on the highest on the civil service exam that the Tang Dynasty was doing, the Tang Emperor. So the Tang Emperor has become a story now, because what happens is Chen Guanri dies. He gets murdered by bandits. He comes back, but really, and his son shows up, and then the Tang Emperor sends an army to go find the person that replaced him. And then there's this fisherman that's like, yeah, I don't let anyone know my name, like I just hide, and he would never let anyone know how smart he is. But now Chen Guanzong, who is Chen Guanri's son, is chosen, but it turns out that like there are these crazy rules with the Buddha, and there's like this religion that's built around like paying off people in the underworld, which I think the Tang Emperor probably really enjoyed this story because it was very pro Tang Emperor. Like it like made them sort of magical. They can send people down to the underworld and stuff like that. But here, Chen Guanri is here, and it says, fully versed in the basic mystery, his title... Oh, no, this is about Chen Guanzong. Fully versed in the basic mystery, his title was Golden Cicada. But because he did not want to hear the Buddha preach, he transferred to the mortal world to suffer torment was born among the common mortals to fall into the net. From the moment he entered the womb, he met with evil. Before he left it, he encountered a gang of villains. His father was top graduate Chen from Haizu. His grandfather, a senior imperial commander. His birth offended the meteor that dropped into the water. He drifted with the current and followed the waves. So the meteor that dropped in the water, what does that mean to everyone here? Like that has to do with like the killing of the dinosaurs. Like probably like I had a suspicion that Chen Guanzong was Chen Guanrui's twin. And there was no Chen Guanrui, but what it says here is that Chen Guanrui ended up like being in charge of the imperial library for the emperor. Because it does say that the father and son were reunited. I don't know how that works. So Chen Guanzong wants to be a monk, though. He's the child of an ancient Buddha who used to be called Jinglu. I'm not sure what his name is. So what it sounds like now is that Chen Guanzong was actually my son, and like he's a pretty funny son because like he got kicked out of heaven because he didn't want to listen to the Buddha preach. Yeah, he sounds like me. He's not exactly the best Buddhist. But what does the Tang Emperor do with him? He puts Chen Guanzong in charge of the church. So like he's in charge of all the Buddhist stuff, like in charge of all the monks. Like you have to. He says in the beginning of the story, you have to read between the lines to figure out what the story's about. And like I think it's hard to read between the lines sometimes. But I think like the most probable situation is that Chen Guanzong was like my son, and Chen Guanrui was my twin who came back after they murdered my other twin. And then, like, the emperor was like, well, what do you want to do now that you're back? And he was like, I'll just be in charge of the library. And the emperor was like, that's all you want to do? Like, you don't want to be, like, in charge of, what? You don't want to be governor or anything of anywhere? Like, you don't want to be somewhere important? And he was like, no, just put me in charge of the library. And he was like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, you can be in charge of the library. But Chen Guanzong, the son, ended up getting put in charge of the religion. Which, like, it sounds like the religion was pretty crazy. Like, Buddhism got pretty crazy at one point. It got very magical. Which, like, if you know a lot about Buddhism, it's, like, very practical. But, like, it became super folklore, magical-ish.